What will be the most efficient measures in marketing, PR, and social media in 2025? If you are also asking yourself this question, I would like to give you some tips today. The world is turning. I believe this change we are currently experiencing hasn't happened in this form for a very, very long time. And of course, this also affects marketing, PR, and communication, the channels, but also the psychology of each of the channels. When I am asked this question, I always say it is really, really important to avoid getting sidetracked, to clarify once again where exactly my target audience is active and which target audience I want to address. And here one must also differentiate between a national target audience and an international target audience, because there are also very big differences here. Should I perhaps say, I am looking for medium-sized companies, or we advise medium-sized companies with an income starting from X up to, I don't know, 1 billion, then the channels where this target audience can be reached can actually vary greatly in different countries. And then we come, for example, to the point of social media. A channel that is increasingly gaining importance is actually YouTube. I had hinted at this before. Video is gaining importance when videos are produced authentically. And this type of video is currently being rated very, very positively by YouTube. This is because they simply want to ensure that it's not just some bot. AI-generated content being blasted out over the platform, but rather they want to ensure that there is really a company, a person behind it, who truly offers the services they are communicating. That means very, very authentic communication on YouTube. But in Germany, the target audience on YouTube is still relatively young. Almost 70% of users are under 30. This means if you are targeting this audience, then you are very well placed there. But sometimes this audience also acts as a multiplier and passes the information on to executives, but you should take that into account because, for example, in the USA, it's quite different. In the USA, executives are really active on YouTube, even those around 50 or 60 years old. They might not be actively engaging, not liking or commenting, but they are very, very much informed through YouTube. So that really needs to be considered. Unfortunately, Germany is once again a bit behind in this regard. And overall, on social media, we have weaker usage in Germany and overall stronger usage among the younger target group. TikTok anyway, but that's also stronger abroad. There you have a very young target group predominantly. For a long, long time, companies and executives have scoffed at Facebook. Oh, it's just my kids on there. Nowadays, the kids are no longer on there. And it's just mom, dad, and grandma. But Facebook is also gaining importance again because you can still achieve a lot through Facebook and targeted ads. So Facebook should not be overlooked. And if you have any questions about it, just contact us. We can gladly discuss it. Overall, Instagram, TikTok anyway, YouTube, and LinkedIn. LinkedIn is still the most important channel for business, but you may have noticed that when you publish content on LinkedIn, you now receive significantly fewer likes. LinkedIn drastically reduces the likes like most others. What LinkedIn offers is not a social service. They also want to make money, and you probably noticed that they are being approached. And now they want to place more ads and earn more money with it. Additionally, the algorithm has drastically changed. LinkedIn and YouTube have now adapted the TikTok algorithm, just like Instagram. This means, for example, the advantage is if you don't have a large following. In the past, it was always the case that the more followers you had, the larger the audience you were shown to. Nowadays, the number of followers no longer matters, but you can reach a very broad audience even with few followers. How? By communicating the right information, let's say communicating, on one hand, genuinely engaging your audience with the content, but of course also taking the algorithm into strong consideration. And the algorithm essentially dictates that people are always shown what they have liked once. And so due to the algorithm, if someone has liked your content, it will continue to be shown. And even if you don't have a large audience, meaning not many followers, it can happen that you suddenly go viral. So this has changed drastically, as you may have noticed. The whole topic is complex, which is why I can only touch on it briefly today. I would really ask you to reach out to us if you have any questions. We are happy to be there for you. Send us an email, follow us on YouTube, like our posts. That also helps us increase our visibility. This is always an effort from us here to provide these information for free. We would be very pleased about that. And otherwise, yes, the world is changing. Let's see it as an opportunity. There are still incredibly many opportunities to be active on this channel. Just think back to how it used to be. To gain any visibility at all, you had to place an expensive ad. And such an ad costs a lot of money. Today, you can, with a certain level of commitment, achieve a visibility you never had before. That should never be forgotten. Organic posting is still free of charge, and I often don't understand it when someone says, no, I won't do it. I don't need it. All this bling, bling, beep, beep. Yes, and that brings to mind the topic of public relations. Also in this regard, if you don't communicate what you stand for, you have to accept what others communicate about you and your company. And this is also very, very crucial in recruiting. Consider whether you decide what your reputation is or if others do. In this sense, thank you very much for your time.